Okay, let's get started. Have you ever been in one of those arguments where it feels like the goalposts just keep moving? You answer one question and suddenly there's a brand new requirement. You answer that one too and the goalpost moves again. Pretty frustrating, right? Well, that trick has a name and today we're going to break it down. Did you see what happened there? Sarah gave a strong counterexample, but instead of reconsidering his claim, John changed the definition. Suddenly, Chris wasn't a real athlete anymore. The rules changed the moment the claim was challenged. So this little trick, this move of redefining a group just to exclude someone who doesn't fit is actually a famous logical fallacy. And here it is, the no true Scotsman fallacy. It's exactly what John did. He made a big claim. Sarah challenged it with facts, and so he just narrowed his definition of real athlete on the spot. It's a way to be technically right while being completely illogical. But why that name? Where on earth did no true Scotsman come from? Well, the name comes from this classic little story. So imagine one person says, no Scotsman put sugar on his porridge. But then his friend says, well, my Uncle Angus is a Scotsman and he loves sugar on his porridge. Now, instead of admitting the generalization was wrong, the first person just says, well, no true Scotsman puts sugar on his porridge. Boom. With one little word true, he's just invented a new pure category of Scotsman to make his point stick. Once you recognize this pattern, you'll start noticing it everywhere. It's not just about athletes or Scotsmen. This fallacy shows up in all kinds of conversations, especially when someone is trying to protect a group or defend a broad claim they've made. Let's look at a few more examples. You've probably heard arguments like these before. They often start with phrases like no real or a true. Oh, you play games on your phone? Then you're not a real gamer. That teacher uses tablets in class? A good teacher would never do that. Notice what happens? The moment someone brings up a counterexample, the definition suddenly changes so that the example no longer counts. That's exactly how the no true Scotsman fallacy works. So we know how to spot it, but why is this fallacy such a weak argument? Here's the problem. Every time someone finds a counterexample, the definition changes. That means the original claim can never really be tested or challenged. Instead of defending the argument with evidence, they just keep changing the rules. And that's exactly why the no true Scotsman fallacy isn't a valid argument. Here's what happens step by step. First, they ignore the example that challenges their claim. Next, they change the definition of the group so the example no longer counts. By changing the rules, they make it look like their original claim is still true. And this is what the fallacy is really doing. Instead of asking, could my claim be wrong? The person changes the definition so their claim still appears to be true. The focus shifts from testing the idea to protecting it. And that's why the argument never really moves forward. So the next time you hear someone say, no real gamer would do that, or a good student would never do that, stop and think. Has the definition changed just because someone found a counterexample? Or are they actually responding to the evidence? That's the question to ask whenever you hear a no true Scotsman argument. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.